What's on your playlist right now?
In my class.
Go to guilty pleasure food.
Ice cream.
Ice cream. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Face to Face. I'm excited to talk with students, faculty, and staff innovators about what they're working on and how they're making a difference in the world. My guest today is a rising star in the music world. For most of her life, she's wanted to entertain people. A violinist, dancer, and singer, she has traveled the world as a performing artist. She's played the Sydney Opera House and performed at the British and Indian consulates. She has been an Aggie for nearly 3 years, studying communications and human rights. Please join me in welcoming Hansinee Mayani to Face to Face. So how are you doing, Hansinee?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks so much for being here with us. We're excited to have you.
Absolutely.
What drew you to the entertainment industry, and how's that looking now?
Absolutely. So music has been something that's been a part of my life for forever. I started playing the violin when I was 3. I started learning Indian classical dance when I was 4. And so I've generally embraced it in everything that I do. But my dad's a singer. And so I've been singing alongside the whole time as well. And as I've attempted to be in the industry when I was younger, doing modeling boot camps and different things like that, unfortunately, I was rejected many times simply because of my ethnicity, because of my race. And, when you're a young, impressionable teenager, hearing things like that, you go, okay, maybe it's not for me. Maybe I'm not cut out for the job. But the more that I've, drawn my connections and done the networking and having live shows and putting out music, I've realized that my voice has nothing to do with my color. And if I am talented and people want to listen to me sing, then that's something that should be allowed. And so more than just that it's an insane passion that I have and it's a career that I want to make for myself, I want to serve as a model for younger women and younger people that look like me, from the Indian communities, from the South Asian communities, to see somebody in the U.S. and go, well, if she can do it, I can do it too. It's really hard to navigate through things like this when there is no true role model that, you can relate to. And I hope that in due time, I can be that for many other people.
I'm sure you're going to be an inspirational role model for many South Asian women and everyone else on the planet. So as you recall, when we met last year, we helped you to debut your single, No More Running. LeShelle and I did on our Thursday Thoughts Instagram show. Can you tell us about that song and what happened with it and where things stand with it now?
Absolutely. So the concept behind it was myself and a co-artist, Pookie, back at home in Atlanta. And obviously, we had created this song in the summer during the breakout of the Black Lives Matter movement. There were multiple killings, multiple, different issues surrounding racism across the country, and specifically very much back at home. And this was around the time that my family and I had participated in a protest and had gone through the streets of Atlanta, raising our voices, saying something needs to change. Something, this isn't right. The way that people are treated for the color of their skin isn't right. And so taking that home and reflecting on what I had experienced, the co-artist and I sat down and we started just writing out everything that we felt. And that turned into the song. And so the lyrics, no more running from their gun, whether that be the police brutality issues or just white supremacy issues across the board, that's where I was able to channel myself, not as somebody who was directly experiencing those issues, but somebody on the outside saying this needs to end. And what was amazing to me through the process is more than the lyrics, more than the message, we were able to tie all of the funding that came to the song and all of our money that we raised straight to the Equal Justice Initiative Fund. So that was a full circle wraparound to, raise awareness about something that's important and give money back to the people that needed it in those issues. And that's where we stand today.
Raising awareness and raising money, both really important. And that was such an inspirational song. And I was so glad to be a part of helping people hear it. So thank you so much for it.
Absolutely.
What draws you to work in entertainment? What's exciting about the entertainment industry to you?
To me, absolutely everything. As you know, I am fully embraced in music. I come from a musical family. I've been dancing since I was 4, playing the violin since I was 3. And singing was something, oddly enough, I had never been trained to do. I had been in elementary choirs, etc. But it was the thing that I always wanted to do at the 5th grade talent show or the pep rallies or, whatever you may call it. And so with that, the more that I sang and I did covers and the more that I wrote, I realized this is just exactly what I want to do. And personally, I couldn't think of something more fulfilling than writing a song, performing it, and have people take it to be their own. Has been an exhilarating experience through this process. So all of it, meeting people, hopefully traveling around the world when it's possible to do so again, and sharing music and changing lives.
Yeah, speaking of that, COVID has obviously put a stop to performing live for quite some time. It's starting to come back a little bit, but how have you been able to stay busy and do tours or shows during COVID?
Fortunately, back home, we were able to do a smaller show. And so I had my first live show this past summer, which was insane. And we did ask that masks, be worn and protection be done. But that was the first time that I've been able to perform any of my original songs, which was absolutely insane. But for the most part, it's just been, continuing to make music behind the scenes. And I'm constantly writing and sharing my covers on TikTok and other social media platforms that have blown up out of proportion as well. So doing what I can to keep singing and letting whoever wants to listen to it.
That's great. I'm just so impressed by everything you're talking about. I think it's also impressive that you're a student on top of all this other stuff. So I heard that you made a major switch recently. Can you tell me what you switched from and to and why?
Sure. I was a biology major, and I came in as that into Davis, and I made the switch to communications. I have been a sucker for health and science all my life as well, which is crazy because it seems like two different worlds. And so at my high school, I founded our first medical club. I've been in a STEM program throughout my growing years, and it's something that I'm very passionate about, but I didn't know if that was something I wanted to make a career out of. And the more that music kept coming into the picture, the more I realized maybe that's the path I want to take. And so I made that switch, and it was crazy and courageous, but I'm definitely happy with the classes I'm taking now and the professors I have now. So that was the reason why.
I'm glad it's working out for you. We always want students to have a chance to find and follow their passions. So I hope that's what's happening for you.
Yes.
We're now in 2022. 2020 and 2021 were interesting years, quite a ride, you might say. What are you most looking forward to in the new year?
Crazy enough, graduation for me, because I'm out a year early, so that's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. But just being back on campus and enjoying and embracing everybody being back. I think fall has been a little bit tough for me to navigate everything again, and so I think in 2022 I'm going to be able to understand my surroundings more and be more involved in person, and just kicking off another great start to a new year.
Yeah, I agree. Same here. Now, I want to share something with the audience, Hanseny. In addition to having the Atlanta connection that we have, I've lived in Atlanta for a long time. You mentioned some of the social media stuff you've done. My daughter, Jordan, connected with you through, I think, TikTok.
It was.
And you guys have sort of had some interaction since then. Can you tell us about that? And please don't tell the audience if she shared any of my personal secrets.
I won't. Yes, it was crazy. This past summer, I was home and I was messing around and making TikToks, as I think every teenager does and every 20-year-old. And so there was a video of me in a UC Davis sweatshirt, of course, having my hair up in a bun and quite literally letting it down. And it went with the song and the audio in the background. And for some reason, that's reached 11.9 million views and over around 2 million likes. And it was insane. And I guess everybody in the Davis community and everybody, back home started seeing me on their timeline. And from that, Jordan had reached out to me saying, "Hey, I see you're in a UC Davis sweatshirt and my dad's the chancellor and I saw your TikTok." And I said, "Oh my goodness, the chancellor's daughter has seen my my TikTok." So it's been crazy, and the support that's come from it has obviously been super exciting for me because it just gives me more people to share, what I like to do and my passions out to. So it's been a real roller coaster. But yeah, a simple 15-second TikTok turned into some crazy connections.
That is crazy. 11 million views. I'm going to have you share some of my information on social so I can get some more views than I currently have. I'm going to shift gears a bit now, and we're going to play a little game that we call Hot Seat.
Sounds good.
And what that means is I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. Then we want sort of one word or very quick answers. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's go. Most inspirational person in your life?
My mother.
Mother. That's a good answer. She'll like that. Okay, alive or not, if you could have dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Oh, that is so tough. Maybe I'm going to say my favorite artist, Black, because that's been an all-time dream. He's definitely alive. So if he ever sees this, that's my shout out to him. All
right. We'll try to make that happen if we can.
Awesome.
Get his attention. So what's on the top of your playlist these days?
Crazy enough, I'm taking a Music of the Beatles course. So right now I've been listening to the Beatles a lot more than I ever expected to. But as I said, I'm a Black fan forever, big Ariana Grande fan. I don't know, I appreciate multiple genres, so R&B, pop, a great amount of rap and hip hop. Basically anything that's current and good is what I'm listening to, so all the above.
Well, you're talking to the old man who happens to be a Beatles fan, so that
makes
me feel good that somebody your age knows about the Beatles.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Biggest surprise being back on campus this year so far?
The overwhelming amount of people. I know when I was here 2 years ago, it was probably just as many people, but coming back after a year of isolation, it's crazy. The amount of bike accidents I've seen are a little intimidating as well, but it's refreshing and wholesome as well to know that our greater community is all back together.
It is great. Fun fact, you're actually now more likely to be in a bike accident than to get COVID at UC Davis.
Oh my goodness.
So, favorite thing about UC Davis?
The sunsets. I'm a sucker for the views out here, and I just think the way that our area is placed out, and you can stand anywhere on campus and see a beautiful skyline. So probably the sunsets here.
It is a beautiful campus with beautiful views.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, now it is your turn. You can ask me a question. You can ask me anything, and I'll try to give you a good answer.
Okay. How do you think the Davis community can further encourage South Asian and other minority students to continue to chase their dreams and push past the hurdles that are placed in front of them?
Well, I think we have a number of activities and venues. We certainly have student organizations and clubs that allow that student population to express themselves. We encourage them to try to get involved with those. We will provide activities on campus that will allow that as well. I'm certainly open to any suggestions you might have or anyone in that community might have to help us to do that, because we want every student at UC Davis to feel like they had a fulfilling experience and that we're able to express themselves to the fullest and graduate with a really positive view of the campus. So especially those students in the South Asian community. Before we close, tell the audience where they can find your music.
Sure. So it's just my first name, Hansinee, on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, any platform that they have, they can find me on there.
Well, thank you, Hansinee, and it's really been a pleasure talking with you over these past few minutes, and we're all expecting great things from you, and we're looking forward to your future. It's going to be big, and it's going to be great. And thanks to all of you for watching. We'll see you next time here on Face to Face. Go Ags!